This is a quick video about an SEO content writing tool that I've been using. I think I've been using it for more than a year now, and I'm very happy with the results in terms of ranking and the writing experience. So for this demo, I'll quickly run through the different workflows that are available within the software and the different features that it has. What you see here is the documents view. On the left hand side, you can see the different folders that I have. There are a few different ways to handle the folder system. So if you're a large agency with multiple clients, you can maybe have one folder assigned for each one of your clients. Or if you have a large content heavy website with different categories, each category can be a folder. Or if you work with multiple writers, you can have one folder for each author that you have. So how you handle this is really up to you. Once you have the folder setup and individual documents inside each folder, you can filter based on the name, the keyword, the user, and the status. So against each document, like you see here, you can see the keyword, the folder, the user. So the status, if I click on it, there's a drop down with a few options: writing, optimize, different stages of writing, and then you can also assign a date. This is nice because you have a mini version of a content management system inside Frase, and you can click into another folder and see all the documents there. Before I jump into the workflows, I want to quickly show you two options. One is the templates. The templates it's not exactly a content brief, but if you repeatedly do a certain style of content, you can turn that into a template. So for example, let's look at this one. As you can see here, I just have the framework for a style of content. All the information here is generic, but I can adapt this to whatever article I am writing. So it saves me a lot of time. I don't have to recreate it from the scratch every time. Another option is the AI tools. This is also very helpful. The team from Frase has created a lot of helpful templates. You can use that. But if you prefer, you can create your own. And there's also a community section. And there are some really good templates in there that people from the Frase community has created. They've open sourced it, so you can just go in and import it into your Frase account and start using it. Now let's go back to the document section and go through each of the workflows. So up here at the top right hand side, you see the new document option. If I click on it, I am presented with these three options. The blank document is simply what it sounds like. You just get a blank document without anything. You still have all the options inside that, but if you prefer a guided version, it's best to go with the SEO workflow or the AI writing wizard. So let's go with the AI article writing first. Just gonna select that, click continue. So this is where you would enter your keyword. Let's say Webflow versus Elementor. This is the article that I want to write. I click on process query. It takes me to the next step, which is the title, and it has returned this information. So in this case, what Phrase has done is it goes to Google, searches for the keyword, and analyzes the top 20 results. In this case, Phrase was only able to crawl 17, which happens. Sometimes a web page is not crawlable, but it has analyzed the top ranking results. This is what sets Phrase apart from the generic AI writers, because most AI writers depend on the training set and the information that they have to write the content. But with Phrase, there's an added layer of information from the SERP. So Phrase analyzes what's already working and then feeds it to the AI. So you get much better results. And if you're not, if you can always go in and double check the results. And if you feel like there's something that's not relevant and should not be included, you can just uncheck it. So let's move to the next step. This is the title. Now you can write your own, or you can generate titles with AI. I'm just going to generate it with AI. And it gives me some options. I'll just randomly choose one, move on to the next step. So these are keywords and topics that are semantically related to my main keyword. So when I include this in my content, it increases my chances of ranking. And if you're a subject matter expert, sometimes you can immediately see that some topics are missing, right? And this is where you can use the custom topic feature. You can just add your own. I'm happy with it. I move on to the next step. This is where you would create the outline. Again, you can write the outline manually, or you can get the AI to write it for you. Let's generate it with AI and see what it comes back with. It's going to take a couple of seconds. There we have it. Um, so this is the outline that the AI has written for me. One feature that I want to highlight is the option to add article level and heading level instructions. I want to highlight this feature because it separates Phrase from the generic AI writers, because you can use this feature to personalize the content for you. For example, you can just come in here and say, as we are an Atlanta based web design agency with 30 plus years experience, right? You can add whatever you want. This is where you would add the brand level information, and then you can do the same thing for each of these headings. You can control the output by adding these instructions. And if you already know that these are the key points that you want to cover, you can add that in there. Um, you can also generate the instructions using AI. So right now I'm generating the instructions using AI. So the only manual instruction that I entered was the article level instruction. As you can see here, AI is writing the instructions for each heading. I'll stop generating it. Let's go with this. I'm going to click next. And this step, the second last step, is the tone of voice. You can choose from these pre-built tone of voice, or you can use your own custom tone of voice. You can get as detailed as you want. Maybe, I don't know, I'll just say use a conversational tone without getting too familiar or casual. Use first person plural perspective. Anyway, yeah, you can give whatever tone of voice that you're using and ask the AI to follow that. And the final step is the review. You can just go over all the information that you've added. You can see the outline, the topics and title, and all that good stuff. I'm happy with it. I'm going to click submit. Now, this is going to take a few minutes because the AI is writing the whole article. When that is done, you can see the progress bar here. When that is done, you don't have to keep this tab open. You can just submit the article for the AI to write, and you can go about your work. Once that's done, you'll get an email from Frase saying that the article is done. You can then come back and review it. I have received an email alerting me that the article is done. And when I come back to my tab, I can see the review AI article button here. I click on that. I go into the article. You also have an option to send feedback. Uh, so you can go through the content and then save that to your document if you're happy with it. Now I want to highlight this sentence here. So remember when I added an article level instruction saying that we are an Atlanta-based web design agency with over 30 years of experience. Now, Phrase has added this line because we gave that context. So this is a demonstration of how personalized the output can be when you give more context about your brand, about your point of view. That's when you can really influence what the AI writes. We just gave a very high level, just one sentence input about the brand. But if we did that for each section, each heading, then the output will be heavily influenced by that. I'll save this to the document. Once you have the AI first draft, like I have it here, I save that to the document, and then here I have the start button. So when I click that button, Phrase analyzes the top 20 results in Google and brings all that information to my right-hand side bar here. So you can see the people also ask, and then the search results, um, and then you have the outline and optimize tab. This is where you'll find the topic recommendation, the long tail keyword recommendation. Now, the first draft that Phrase gives you is already SEO optimized to a certain extent because Phrase considers the topics and the keywords that are relevant to your main keyword even before it starts writing the article. But if you still want to optimize it and if you want to see the missing topics, you can filter by topic gap. You can do that for long tail keywords, you can do that for topics and even clusters. And if you want to go really detailed, you can click on the explore topics and it'll give you a heat map of all the topic coverage for all the results in the search. Under the links tab, you have all the common outgoing links from the top ranking results. So that's the AI writing workflow for you. So in the SEO writing workflow, you have to enter the keyword first. I just pasted this keyword that I have, nonprofit website best practices. Uh, Here, you also have the option to import the content from the URL. So if you have already published the article and if you're looking to optimize it, you can enter your URL here, and then Phrase will pull the information from your page. You don't have to go and copy paste and your content into Phrase. It's just an easy way to optimize your content. In this case, we'll start from the scratch. Here is the difference between the AI writing workflow and the SEO writing workflow. In the SEO writing workflow, you land on the document editor, and then on the right-hand side, you can see the keyword here. If you want to change the country or the language or the keyword, you can do that here. But I'm just going to start the processing. Again, Phrase is analyzing the top results for this keyword, and it'll give me all the information in this right-hand side. Um, Now, I mentioned that Phrase has a good writing experience. So you can collapse all these sidebars, and you can collapse this as well. You get a distraction-free writing experience inside Phrase. So the processing is done. As you can see here, you see all the ranking results. And here you can also see the people also ask questions that appear for my keyword. You have the outline section. Again, we'll go over this later once we have some outline. And in the document editor, you can see you can either have the empty page or you can start writing with AI. Now, this writing with AI, start writing with AI, this is not the article writing wizard that we saw earlier. This is just a blank page that you get, and then you can use the AI inside the editor to continue, writing based of your own content or the context that you give. Generate article with AI. This is exactly the same article that we saw earlier. And you have the content brief. We have already seen this. You can import again if you even after creating the document, you can import content from an URL, and then you have the import template. In the template section, Phrase has some pre-built content templates that you can import and use here. Another feature that Phrase has is the tabbed experience. You can create as many tabs as you want, right? This is my content, and you can this is maybe version 2, version 3, So if you want to use these tabs for different versions, you can do that. Um, so generally, I keep the first tab to have the outline and then create new tabs as I need them. So we have the SERP here. This is what's already ranking in the search engine results page. You can directly copy paste different headlines here to create your outline, or you can click over to the outline section. This is very similar to the generate heading section that we saw in the AI article writing wizard, um, where the AI generates the outline for you based on your keyword. So right now, AI is generating the outline for me. There we have it. And you can paste all these headings in one go into the document editor. I don't want that. And you can clear the headings here. Let's clear it. And I want to manually write the headings. I want to look at what's already ranking in the search engine results and then create my own outline. So I'll click on explore headings, and then you get this nice big pop-up window with it shows me all the headings. Let's say I want to have these two, and then I want to have this, and then I want to have these. So you can keep doing that. You have a scroll bar, so you can go as deep as you want. In this case, let's just keep it to that. So I have my outline here, and then I can paste that heading here. If all I want is to create an outline and share that with the writer, I can do that. Right? I can create this editable link and share it with my writer. So initially, when I clicked over to the Optimize tab, this was empty, right? But now when I come here, you can see Frase is suggesting different topics and keywords that I should be including in my content. So you can view these as all the topics. You can just look at the long tail keywords to include in your document. So this is great because you don't have to create multiple versions, targeting different long tail keywords. You can rank the same page for multiple keywords here. And you can also look at this as clusters. It's just a different view to see the topics. Some people prefer that. So how it works is the topic score. This is just every SEO tool has their own algorithm to score the content. So if you cover all the keywords that they are recommending, your score goes up. But it doesn't really mean that if you hit the highest score, that it's not guaranteed that you'll rank your web page. There are multiple factors involved, but it's a guide. Now, if you see here, the nonprofit website keyword is highlighted in red. Now, that's because Phrase is suggesting that I should be using it twice, but it's also flagging that there's a chance it could be keyword stuffing in the current situation because I don't have enough content in my document editor to mention that keyword twice. I think it's a really useful feature. It's Phrase accounts for the document length and also for the keyword density. So you can't just come here and repeat the same keyword twice or thrice and expect it to rank. So that's Phrase's way of avoiding keyword stuffing. So if I have a big block of text and then if I had the keyword nonprofit website twice, then it would just turn green. Like you can see for search engine optimization, I have used it only once, and it's okay to use it once, even if I have very little text. So that's how it works. And then you can see the recommended word count, headers, links, and images. Um, and if you want to really get your hands dirty, if you want to deep dive into the topic coverage, you can click on the explore topics that I have, like I did, and you can see this is our content, and they can see all the ranking URLs and the topics that they have covered. This is a really useful view, not just to see all the topics that your competitors have covered, but also to see what they haven't covered, because then you can go in and cover these topics, and satisfy the information gain that Google algorithm is looking for. So that's the optimized tab. If you click over, you can see the external links that all the top ranking URLs have linked out to. That is the SEO writing workflow. I also want to show you the Google Docs feature that Phrase has. So I know a lot of people prefer to write in Google Docs, especially if you have external writers. Sometimes the writers don't want to learn a new software. They would prefer just to write in Google Docs because that's what they're familiar with. If that's the case, you can use Phrase's Google Docs add-on. So right now I'm inside the Google document. I'm going to start the Phrase plugin. And as you can see here, it's triggered. So I think I've already linked this document, or maybe I haven't. I haven't. So what I have to do is I have to go back to my document, get the editable link, and then come back to my Google document. And now you can see here, I get a notification saying the document was successfully linked. And now I can see all the topic and keyword recommendations inside the Google Doc. I don't have to work in the Phrases document. I can just work with inside the Google document. I can have the top topics, sub scores, long tail, everything that I have there. But you won't get all the features. For example, inside the Google Doc editor, I won't be able to see filter just by the topic gap. For example, if we go back to the editor and switch over to the new tab, and I paste my content in, and if I click over to the optimize tab, you can see my score is good. And an option that I have here is I can just filter by topic gap. So I'm just looking at the keywords that I have missed, that I can add to my content. And another nice feature is sources, number of sources. Phrase tells me out of all the URLs that are ranking in the search results, how many sources or how many publishers have mentioned this keyword. So that's good information to have. You can then decide, if all these people have mentioned that, maybe it's important, maybe it's not. Again, that's where the strategy bit comes in. Next, we'll look at the reoptimization workflow. You would use this when you want to optimize a piece of content or an article that you've already published on your website. So as usual, you click on the new document. There are two ways to handle this. You can either use the SEO workflow or the blank documents. Since we've already covered the SEO workflow and the AI, writing workflow, let's go with the blank document. So I have my document here. My article is, I'll just give my article a title. After giving my document a title, I choose the import content from URL option. And then here, I would give my URL, and Phrase will then go and fetch me my content. I'll insert this into my document editor. Now, if you see here, since this is a blank document, I don't have a keyword here. I'll give it my keyword and then I'll ask Phrase to run the analysis. Now I'll switch over to the Optimize tab. Then everything is the same as in the SEO writing workflow. You have the topics here. You have the explore topics to see the heat map. You have the external links. You can filter by topic gap. You have the sources here. You can see the average information. What's the average word count, average number of headers, average links, images. You can also see each one of your competitors. Um, I think another nice feature that I forgot to mention in this your writing workflow is that when you see a topic like this, you can actually click into the topic and see how the top ranking pages have mentioned your keyword. If you're looking for a little bit of inspiration, you can see how they have mentioned it, and that'll probably give you some ideas. That's the content optimization workflow. I think it's worth mentioning that right now, when I'm demoing this, there are two versions of Phrase. They are currently in the process of migrating to the new version. This is the new UI that I currently demoed in this video, but there's also a legacy version. So if you're using the new UI, some features might be missing. For example, let me quickly jump over to the old version of Phrase. Um, for example, this is one feature that I really like in the legacy version that is currently missing in the uh, new one. This is really good information to have. You can quickly just click on whatever information you need, and then you have this nice little graphical representation. The reason that I like this chart is because you can manually just have a glance and see if there are any outliers or any recurring patterns, which you might miss if you're just looking at the average that the software gives you. There are also a few other tools in the legacy version. This Wikipedia concept map, this is a nice one. Just gives you a visualization of all the different subtopics for your main topic. And then you have the outline builder. You can connect your own search console. It gives you more topic ideas, um, and you can quickly identify which your winning topics, your decaying topics. It just gives you a lot of information. I'm sure that they'll migrate all these features to the new version, but just know that if you're signing up for the new version, you have an option to switch to the legacy version. I think it's here. Yeah, you can switch to the legacy version here. You also have a dark mode here. If you prefer to work in dark mode, good news for you. That's the demo. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer it.